the classic question with the obvious answer, and that answer is incorrect. The idea that it's just a hypothesis and then it's something that they've done 1,000 times, and does that make it a science? No, that makes it proved, but it doesn't necessarily make the methodology scientific. So Gestalt psychology explains how to approach the concept of a science and what is required for it to be a science. So here's a science. Teaching, pedagogy, is a science, and I've never studied it, so that I wouldn't have any clue of how to explain exactly what is it, but I've been in enough classes to know basically like how they work, and so I've done it enough times to be able to basically say that first you do this and then that, and so that's a science. Physics is definitely a science. Oh, right, where's the pen? So yeah, physics is definitely a science. So engineer will say we need this much of bricks and this much concrete and water, and then that's what you do to build this. And physics also has, oh right, where is that? Oh no, is this the wrong one? Okay, here, hold on. That was just the downloaded one? Where is the real one? Oh man, so I actually had done this a couple days ago. Man, really? So this isn't even the... Is that right? Is it in the trash? Man. That is a shame, because this sucks. Where even is it? Like, everything's all messed up. But they don't have my... Oh no! Quantity, order, relevance. It's okay, we can do without the pie chart, but that is a shame. So, right, like, let's start right there. Oh my gosh, I don't even know the keyboard code. So a science has quantity, it has order, and it has relevance. A house has quantity, there's an order to it, there's relevance. Oh, right, the relevance is that it's a house. The bubble is a little different. I guess it's not as relevant to anything. What kind of cookies am I going to make? But a physicist will study, this isn't even the right one. Like, what is this? It's bizarre. So a physicist can study, man, you know what? They can study like of a bubble. There's a picture of a bubble. Okay, so it has surface tension. It has some internal pressures. It has, like intermolecular forces, volume, all that. What is that called when it's something that's shiny? Luster. It has luster. There's a different quantities you can measure, and there's an order to it, and then, yeah, the relevance is that you're looking at a bubble. Quantity is something that there's an international science of measures, changed in 2019, now it's based on cesium, but it used to be based on, I've got to cream this up. Yeah. I don't even know what kind of cookies I'm making, but you got to do the same first little bit, because that's all that really matters. Then you add the flavor and what it really is. But yeah, it used to be based on like a 1 meter. Everything was based on 1 meter. Like you could literally measure anything based on this one standard meter that was in a museum. Okay. And there's some things that have no science whatsoever to them. And there's really no arguing the fact that just because it exists and you can count it doesn't mean that it has order. But it may have, oh, you can see this was supposed to make the entire screen. And it's, even watching that hoarder show is like really disturbing, because I guess that's just coming from somebody who, 10% of people in the US are hoarders, so I guess that it's enjoyable for some. Relevance is that there's some meaning. You can't just measure, see this kid counting beans? That you could do that forever. I don't know why you would do that, but I guess that he's learning how to count. Biology, there's the B, you can't really. Now, osmosis is not actually a biological principle of science, it's actually, what am I looking in here for? What about over here? Okay, I guess I'm gonna make, oh, biology. So osmosis is actually chemistry, so oftentimes one field will use multiple fields, and osmosis is something where this naturally will, if you have this much of like something or other, then eventually it will become homogeneous with all the rest of it, just by nature. That's just how it works. But that's chemistry, but biology is sort of like chemistry. Oh, it definitely is. And but you measure different stuff. So it has different quantities. I don't know what I'm trying to get at here, but I gotta figure out what kind of cookies to make. You know what? Just because today's sort of like a good day, and I know that I'm gonna be done with this soon. There's some marshmallows. Oh, right. The reason that Kafka came up with this is because people at this time were saying, I don't know about psychology, is that a science or not? But you can see this proves that that it is a science, and that psychology isn't merely measuring physics. It isn't just measuring biology. It isn't just measuring, I don't know what else it would do, but you like takes like 10 times longer to identify the color. I don't know. It just proves that there's more than one brain happening. You got more than one mind that's going on at once, and oftentimes the different stuff is interacting incorrect, and then you have to do what you're gonna do. Oh no, I don't even want to talk about QAnon, but the truth is that if you don't know about QAnon, then you are ignorant. It's what people who are into QAnon say. I don't even know what kind of cookies I'm making still. Hey, you know what? This is a good one. I'll just remember this is just the classic. I'm just gonna throw some marshmallows and some coconut in here. Yeah, who really cares? What the hell is this? Oh, this doesn't like irrelevant. Okay. Oh. Oh, here we go, Pollyanna. Well, this isn't. This is like a conspiracy theory. Okay, I had all these great QAnon pictures. Oh gosh, that is not QAnon, but where is this? So yeah, these are gonna be some good cookies. Like is QAnon a science? Just because Q has made over 4,500 posts of info that's validated, and I don't know why I'm doing that, but validated, as in it's like the storm is coming. This is what QAnon is. Oh, I have to cite my sources for this. The Atlantic. How QAnon is can I read backwards? Is warning reality, is warping reality, and describing, that doesn't say describing, discrediting science. And I have to cite my source. Adrian LaFrance is the author of that. But there's actually some good studies on. I'm going to get the oven going. But the point being that if you don't know about it, then you are ignorant. And just because there's quantity in the number of posts, does that make it a science? There's definitely some order here. Like it's just the Democratic elite. They are all conspiring to in order to the relevance. Why are they doing it? You know, it's because they have all their. I'm not going to get into the vulgarity of it. Quite frankly, when people say this really vulgar stuff, they want you to respond to it, and I'm not going to give them the time of day. Kind of like Michelle Obama, I think she says, when they punch low, you have to go higher. So what's isomorphic principle? Wow, that's a lot of coconut and marshmallows. That'll be good. And we have another minute for the oven to heat up. But yeah, Kafka says that, see, this is just the stock. It's like the stock slides. And I had some really cool stuff going on here, but whatever. Anyway. Isomorphic, so you can see that people oftentimes think like, oh yeah, it's all going to come down to math, physics. Everything is math. Yeah, but you still have to, in a science, you still have to decide what you're going to measure. You have to decide the order of what you're going to do, because, yeah, I mean, sure, like a computer can do that, but even then, the computer needs to make it relevant, because you can, I mean, it's not even about just the computer. Like, oh, is everything just in the computer? Is it all just in your mind? This isn't a theory. It's a fact that someday in the night, I grab a real knife. No, I'm gonna grab this little guy. I mean, Kafka was predicting it a long time ago, and all sciences want to say that they have the answer to everything. And someday they will, once they can all work together and use the same language. And math is a pretty good guess. But for the meantime, the point being that you still need, like, that's really cool. Up close, it doesn't look like that. There's a mirror over there, and not a mirror, it's a screen. And yeah, I guess that's kind of what science is all about. I don't know. I've explained this enough times, using the Gestalt principle. Oh, meaning like a good structure. That's what Gestalt means. And when you have a good structure, it has emergent properties. So it isn't just numbers, and it isn't just like a brain. It has something that's emergent from it. Whoa. There's some kind of, thought it was like a mouse in the cupboard. So you can see these are yummy, and actually it came out like, you know how you're always going for that perfect, what do you call it? Perfect brown for the, or golden brown for the marshmallows. You can see there's even these sort of craters where they exploded and created this very nice crustino